Alright, now the story for Saints Row the Third. Of course, the story follows the Third Street Saints, who are, in the beginning of the series, just a regular gang that, it's just trying to take over the city, blah, blah, blah. You know that gang story. And in this one, they pretty much did it. They took over the city. They are famous. They are popular with everybody. Everybody loves them. They have their face on every single product, like pillows, bed sheets, and stuff. They are famous. And right in the beginning, they get kidnapped by this organization called the Syndicate, and they escape this kidnapping, and they have to go and pretty much earn their respect again, the city, of course, because the Syndicate has pretty much taken over the city, and now it's pretty much theirs. They have to go wipe Syndicate off the city and take it back for themselves. That's the story. There you go. And I gotta say, the story is insane, not because of the actual story, because that's not that insane. We've seen that story before, but all the characters that you come across with, all the environments that you'll go to, all the stuff that you'll use to get rid of these enemies, it's just insane. It really is. And some of the plot twists are just freaking like, whoa. I didn't see it coming because really it didn't hint at it, and it's just insane, but I love it. I really do. The story here is enjoyable. The characters are very stereotypical, but very funny and likable. I just really like the story. It's just entertaining as hell. It really is. So yeah, the story is an A+ in my book. I mean, not A+, but it's really good. So yeah, very enjoyable. Let's go on to the sound. Now the sound in Saints Row the Third. Okay, now I'm going to say this. The voice acting in this game is actually surprisingly good. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting it to be very cheesy, very hokey, but very entertaining. It's still that, but it's also actually really good. And then you have a weird cast of celebrities that come in and voice some characters. You have Hulk Hogan, you have Burt Reynolds, and those two, okay, that's a little weird, but that's still cool. Then you have Sasha Grey, who is a porn star that comes into the game, which if you played any of the Saints Row games before, it does make sense, but Sasha Grey, a porn star, voices a main character in the game, which I just thought was weird. She does a good job, which is surprising, but I thought it was weird. So everybody does a good job with the voice acting. The soundtrack is really, really extensive. There's a lot of songs in the game, a variety of them too. Classic songs, rap songs, rock and roll, metal. So if you want to just listen to some music while running over people, go ahead. You got some classic music to go murder some people to. And the sound design is really good too. So overall, the sound is great. Let's go on to the graphics. Now the graphics. Let's talk about the good before we talk about the bad. All of the character models in this game look very well detailed, and especially when you actually create your own character straight from the ground up and add a variety of different clothes and enhancements to them. And also the animations are actually really good in the game, especially when you're a female and you have boobs. The boob physics are great in this game. A+ in my book. There's also a lot of stuff that happens on the screen, like explosions and gunfights, without any frames being dropped, and that's great. I love that. I also noticed the color palette is a mix of warm colors, which for most of the city makes it really pop. Now let's talk about the bad. The texturing isn't all that great. You'll notice some muddy textures, some blurry textures. Not terrible, but not great. And when the city gets a little dreary without any colors, you definitely notice the texturing isn't all that great. But still, the graphics, for the most part, it's a little dated, but I still think the graphics are very nice in the game. So let's go on to the gameplay. Now the gameplay for Saints Row the Third. Of course, this is a sandbox game, so that means you get a wide variety of things to do. You have a bunch of side missions that are all different from each other. You get a bunch of main missions that are all different from each other, for the most part at least. You get a bunch of guns that you can also upgrade. You get a bunch of cars that you can also upgrade and store into your crib. You can buy a bunch of stores that will give you money after every hour and stuff. If you buy more stores, you'll get more money. You go, of course, go into these stores and buy clothes and stuff to add to your character. All that stuff, okay? Now, I want to say this. The gunplay in this game is awesome. It is. It's a lot of fun just to shoot enemies, upgrade your weapons, use different ones that you'll find. There's a lot of weird ones too. It's a lot of fun. The driving is also very smooth, very responsive. It's actually some of the best out there in my opinion. The driving is really, really good. It doesn't feel realistic. It's more arcadey, but it's a lot of fun. It really is. With that being said, let's talk about just everything. Everything I want to talk about. This game is awesome. I'm going to say that. This game is insane. If you want a game that doesn't say, hey, here's some challenging parts, here's some challenging parts, and here's some challenging parts. If you don't want a Dark Souls, if you just want a game that just says, you know what, screw it. Here's a bunch of stuff to blow stuff up with, have fun, then you've come to the right place, because Saints Row the Third does exactly that. It just wants you to kill people, run people over, just get in a helicopter with an infinite rocket launcher and blow things up, do a bunch of side missions where all you do is blow things up with a tank or run into traffic and try to get the most points by running into traffic, which is awesome. You get so many things in this game just to play around with. It's a virtual sandbox. If you thought GTA 4 was a virtual sandbox, no, that was realistic sandbox. You know, it was very realistic. It is a virtual sandbox where you just go around and do the most unrealistic stuff, surf on jets and stuff. You just do all the insane stuff that you always wanted to do. This game is awesome. I love Saints Row the Third. Now, besides just that, you also get some extra stuff. You get a 2-player co-op for the whole story online, so you can play with a friend the whole game. And also you get a survival mode called Horde mode, which is actually whore mode. Horde, you know, like a whore. And that's clever. It's a lot of fun. But you get extra stuff. You get a whole you get a whole co-op campaign for this almost 30-hour long game. This game is awesome. I'm just going to say that. There you go. I don't even need to talk about it anymore. Everything in this game is awesome. There's nothing that ever frustrated me. Nothing that ever made me go, what? Why did they do that? This game is awesome. So anyway, there you go. There's my review for Saints Row the Third. It's awesome. It's not a 10, no, but it's amazing still. Anyway, thank you and goodbye.
Gotcha! You're a fucking asshole! Okay, I deserve that.